The tone I go with for these videos is a little bit different than what I'm going to go with today. For the first half of this video, you're probably not going to hear any music in the background, because for the first half of this video, I want to more so recap what's gone on in the 2022 season for the Phoenix Suns. Because as the title does say, it was a historic season for them and it could possibly end. This video is being recorded about 10 plus hours before the Phoenix Suns game. So at this current state of mind, I have no idea what's going to happen in the game. To be honest, I don't even know if Scott Foster's the referee or not. I won't find that out till 4 hours later at 9 a.m. my time. So everything I'm going to be saying in this video at this particular moment is what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling at this current time. First off, let me just start off by saying that even though the Phoenix Suns came off an NBA Finals appearance and were only 2 games away from winning the whole entire thing, with a team that, mind you, did not have any experience whatsoever, it was Devin Booker's run, and just about every single player on their team, it was their first playoff run. And yet coming into the season, they were not even top 5 favorites to even make it to the finals, let alone win it, which I thought was so confusing because I thought the Phoenix Suns proved to everyone that they were a really good team. Well, it turns out most people didn't think Phoenix was actually that good. They just thought that because of injuries that they just got lucky. Now, if we skip to current time, the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks were 2 of the best teams in their respective conferences, with Phoenix being the best in the West and the Bucks right there at 1 or 2. So now the Phoenix Suns, that weren't even thought as title favorites at the beginning of the season, have an opportunity to win an NBA championship. However, now they sit in a Game 7 situation where they're going to be playing the Dallas Mavericks in a winner-go-home situation. The winner of this will make it to the Western Conference Finals versus the Golden State Warriors. I also think it's kind of weird that people gloss over the fact that the Phoenix Suns could once again make the Western Conference Finals in back-to-back years, when at one point this was a team that didn't even make the playoffs. However, I would like to assume that every Suns fan isn't just there to want to be there, they want to win an NBA championship. And I'm no different. I'm someone that also wants the team to win an NBA title. I can imagine the players want to, the coaching staff, everyone involved with the Phoenix Suns, fans, players, whatever, want them to win a title. And even if Phoenix does lose tonight, even if they don't win and they get bounced at the second round, I still think we need to look at the season and say, damn, that was a good ass season. 68-14 while having the best record in the NBA and now being seen as title favorites and being put in a perfect situation for years to come. When you look at the roster with guys like Mikal Bridges, Booker, Ayton, all these young guys, they're gonna be in the NBA for a while. So it's safe to say that this team is built for the future. But I don't want you guys to think that I'm saying all of this just to say, oh, I think Phoenix is gonna lose and this is my end of season video. But I don't think I'd be doing this team justice if I didn't at least say, god damn, that was a good ass season. Whether Phoenix wins or loses, I would just like to say that this has been one hell of a season. I hope Phoenix can continue their playoff run and win an NBA title. Because even though I personally have not seen the Phoenix Suns win a title, I know there are fans that are a lot older than me that have been waiting a lot more years to see the Phoenix Suns win. And I also know the entire franchise and also Chris Paul, they all deserve a ring. So that's all I really wanted to say about the Phoenix Suns in their season, I guess, as a whole, before I actually get into the analysis part of this video. Actually, before I do get into the analysis part of this video, I need to answer just one quick question that I get asked about so many times. A lot of Suns fans have asked me this question, and if you're not a Suns fan, you don't really care, I'll put a timestamp on the screen right now where you can just skip to where I get to the analysis. Now, ever since the Dallas Mavericks did beat the Phoenix Suns and they forced the Game 7, so many people have been spamming me saying, why didn't you make a video the day after about the Suns? And honestly, this has been happening for weeks and months where people constantly just say, why don't you talk about the Suns doing this or that, or why don't you talk about Devin Booker? The thing is that this isn't a Phoenix Suns channel, this is an NBA channel. I will talk about the Suns obviously because they're the best team in basketball, and also I do have a little bias because they're my favorite team. But if there's not a video that I think I should make on them and there's something else I want to talk about, for example, the 76ers failing once again, then I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not just a Phoenix Suns channel, and if you're looking for a just Phoenix Suns channel, there are so many out there. But I am not just a Phoenix Suns channel. I talk about the NBA, and like I said, the Phoenix Suns have been one of the best teams in the NBA, so of course I've had to talk about them. Anyways, that's all I want to say about that. Now let's get into the actual analysis of the game. I'm not gonna lie, Phoenix, and more importantly Chris Paul, has not looked like itself for the last 3 games. I know the Phoenix Suns did destroy the Mavericks in Game 5, however Chris Paul has still not looked the same. There is some speculation that he's dealing with an injury that he's been dealing with for the entire series. I don't know the legitimacy of it, he hasn't came out and said anything, people have talked about his demeanor, but I'm not gonna lie, if he's still out there then he has to at least be effective. Because I will say one half of Chris Paul is definitely better than no Chris Paul. Now I'm hoping there's no injury with with him, because if there's not an injury and he's been playing bad, then honestly, he's gonna have to step it up. What I love about Chris Paul is that there are situations in the game where when he has to take over, he can take over. But the problem is that those moments are honestly not starting to be a lot more frequent than they could be. A Chris Paul takeover moment is probably gonna have to happen in Game 7. I expect Booker to have a game where he drops maybe 30 to 35 to maybe even 40 points. But as I said about the Mavericks, is that you cannot have one player scoring a bunch of points and expect to win. And I'm not saying Booker has to drop 40, Paul has to drop 40, and the rest of the Phoenix Suns players have to just stand around and let this happen. However, if Chris Paul could at least be efficient and try to get other guys on offense involved, then I think we're gonna be just fine. Like if guys like DeAndre Ayton and Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder, even Cam Johnson, if they score a good amount of points on the side, then I think we're gonna be fine. And that's another thing, DeAndre Ayton has to be very good in this game, because the one thing that we've had over the Mavericks is that the Phoenix Suns have a size advantage. And I know people are gonna say that, oh, DeAndre Ayton should be a lot more aggressive. However, we need to still get him involved in the offense, because his mid-range, his hook shot, his post fadeaways, those are so deadly. If we can get DA in one-on-one matchups versus guys like Maxi Kleber or Dwight Powell where he's able to bully them, then eventually their attention is gonna possibly go to DA, and if that does happen, then other guys on offense are gonna be able to score. So many things are on the line, and to be honest, I honestly do believe that if DA does not play good and the Suns lose, then he's not gonna get a max. Even though some people do like to still tear on DA, I still believe that he deserves the max contract. But DeAndre also needs to prove to the Suns that he's worth that max deal and that he can really ball out. On top of that, I think it's important to note that Chris Paul's legacy is going to be on the line. I'm just gonna be honest. If a team led by Chris Paul, I know people say it's Booker's team, but I would like to think it's Booker and Paul's team. Either way, a team where Chris Paul is one of the most vital players on that team and they lose to the Mavericks in round 2 when they were the best team in basketball, history is not gonna let Chris Paul live this down. Even if something does come out about Chris Paul that he was injured or he was going through something, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna remember that. In 10 years, we're just gonna see it as, oh, another Chris Paul choking moment. What a shocker. I mean, you legitimately have Suns fans right now on Twitter trying to convince us why we should trade for Damian Lillard. Mind you, the season isn't even over. Now, I'm gonna be honest, would I love Damian Lillard? Absolutely. But the season isn't even over and Chris Paul is literally on the first year of his contract. If Phoenix does want to win this game, they're gonna have to play a lot better and be able to get other guys involved. They also have to get stops. That is the biggest thing. They need to get stops and they cannot get out rebound. It's simple things like that that will lead the Phoenix Suns to winning Game 7. Phoenix seems like they're locked in from everything I've been hearing, and I haven't heard much from the Mavericks. However, Phoenix has a chip on their shoulder. And honestly, I see Phoenix coming into this game with a fire under their ass. Even if there's a chance that Scott Foster is the referee of this game, I could still see Phoenix trying to break that curse. Like I've said many times before, it is the NBA playoffs and so many crazier things have happened.